Hello, I'm Associate Professor Dr. Natalie Lloyd, and I'm the Associate Dean of Education at the College of Engineering and Computer Science. So, what does that actually mean, being an Associate Dean of Education? It means that it's my job to make sure that your learning experience at ANU in our college is the best that it can be. And I'm really honoured and privileged to be part of that system of looking after you as a student or a higher degree research student at ANU College of Engineering and Computer Science. So I'm here to talk a little bit today about why ANU, why the College of Engineering and Computer Science, and particularly why you at ANU. So thanks, on to the next slide, we can see that I'm going to talk to you about the learning, but I'm also going to talk to you about the people and the place. So what about the learning? What's special about ANU? We can see on the next slide that ANU is the #1 university in Australia. That might be enough for some people. They might think, yep, ANU, #1, I'm going there. I don't care about the rest of it. I don't care about what's under the hood. But I want to talk today about what's under the hood of being #1 in Australia. We're a relatively small university, but we pack a big punch in research and teaching. It might seem 26,500 students is a lot of students, but with a number of those students on campus and located here in Canberra, there is a real sense of community and collegiality at ANU. #1 doesn't come easily. It comes by being the best at what you do, by pushing the boundaries of what you do, and being creative and innovative. If that sounds like an environment where you are going to fit, then come to ANU. It's not about the number, it's about the people that are here and what we do here. The paths that we offer are really interconnected and connect across the university and across the globe. We're the College of Engineering and Computer Science, but we also encompass cybernetics. Now, cybernetics is a transdisciplinary approach to the cyber and physical world. It's the glue that binds engineering and computing together with other human-centred disciplines and colleges. So if we go to the next slide, I want to talk a little bit about what attracts people to ANU. People like Chuan, who are a Master of Engineering student. He came attracted by the people and the distinguished professors that he was going to be able to work with. He knew that technology and technological skills are the key to improving not only the future, but the present environment for people and for our planet. What drives you to think about joining us at ANU in Engineering and Computer Science? Is it a drive to excel? Is it a drive to learn new technology, to make things better for people? Whatever your motivation, the disciplines and the training that we provide here at ANU are going to help you create your own path. Because at ANU, one of the really unique things is that we offer flexibility and excellence across all of those flexible choices that you can make. If we move to the next slide, I'd like to share a little bit about the people that support you in this flexibility of choice. Whatever your focus is, whatever the path you map through your journey with ANU and in the College of Engineering and Computer Science, you're going to benefit, like Chuan, by being taught by leading researchers, creative thinkers, and innovative educators. This slide is from a very recent celebration that we had in our college just last week, which was celebrating the educators, the students, and professional staff who create an atmosphere of connection, of well-being, and excellence. What is that really going to mean for you? It's going to mean that if you join ANU and our college, you'll find a place and a home that welcomes you where you fit and flourish. A large part of creating that environment for you to flourish and for our educators to flourish is my job as Associate Dean Education, to support and lead educators into the best practice of teaching. That community includes professional staff who are going to nurture you into your transition to the university and help throughout your learning journey. Let's look at some classes that are happening in the next video. In this video, we're seeing a hybrid classroom. That's one in which students who are on campus and those who are off campus can engage in learning together and collaboratively. One of the award-winning teachers is shown here, Steve from Computing Science, and his head tutor, who managed the online forum whilst Steve was teaching live. If we had have been on campus today, we would have been in this very room.
And we're about to do double.
Here you can see that Steve is delivering a lecture. He's also live coding. And his tutor is taking the messages and questions from offshore students or off-campus students.
Right, great question. The question is, do all Java programs need to have a main method inside the class? And the answer is, if it's a program, it does.
This creative blend of digital and physical space makes for a rich learning experience. Even if you are here in Canberra, there's going to be times when you can't get to campus. Maybe that bad hair day or the clash with your part-time job. That's not a problem. We make sure that you are still connected to the learning community remotely or by these digital interactive experiences that you can have. As you well know, we've gone into a situation where we are working from home and studying from home in Canberra at the moment. But it's not new to us at ANU, like many across the higher education sector. We've learned how to make the best of those experiences. It's not really going to be like what you're doing today. It's going to be far more personal and engaged, where you can ask questions, interact, form groups, teams, and collaborate together. Hybrid means that you're part of the experience. I'd like to talk now about the people and what's special about ANU and the College of Engineering and Computer Science. I've already spoken about the excellent staff, but the people at the college and the university are so much more than the staff. In this next slide, you can see that there is also an important part of the rich community is our student body. This particular image is showing a capstone project. A capstone is like the pinnacle learning experience. It's where you bring together all of your learning and apply it into a project which is sponsored by industry partners. So you have a real client. It's a real business or technological need that you're solving in a team. This celebratory event is at Tech Launcher. There's also an equivalent with the engineering capstone, where students present their outcomes to their clients and to their peers and friends. One of the key aspects about learning at the College of Engineering and Computer Science is this hands-on experience and working with industry. Not only is the university #1, we're one of the top universities for employability. We're not just the theoretical. We're building skills that are going to enable you to get the job and the career that you want at the end of your study. The industry partners are key to the learning environment at the college. It keeps the reality of what we're doing. One of the key differentiators with ANU and the college is our systems engineering approach. And this bleeds across into computer science as well. A systems approach means that we are thinking not just about the elements of engineering and computer science, but the whole system, the human, the social, political, economic, and environmental considerations that go into creating new knowledge, products, and solutions. At the college, you'll learn by doing from day one. Project-based learning is throughout the courses. both at undergraduate and at postgraduate level. What you learn through these project and team-based experiences is more than just technical knowledge. It's about how to work together, how to connect different perspectives and knowledges and bring them together coherently and constructively. Teamwork and networking is the number one skill that you need for your future. If you look at any job advertisement, they're not going to ask, do you know about fluid mechanics? Do you know statics? Do you know how to program in R or C++? No, they're going to ask about the human side of the skills that you've learned at university. And that's where you can excel at ANU. It's the human side, the communication, the connection, the collaboration. It's what you learn through project work and through teamwork. If we look at the next slide, you can see that the community of learners at the college and at ANU is diverse, it's multicultural, and what you might not be able to see from this image is that we have a balanced community of domestic and international students. Equity, diversity, and inclusion is a key feature of the learning at our college, and it is a key driver for what I do in my job and my research. One of the areas that I research is equity, diversity, and inclusion in internships. Internships or work integrated learning is a key part of the learning at the college. Not just learning on campus through project-based learning, but through internships where you are integrated into industry host organisations. We see that as an invaluable part of the experience at ANU and support you to build those networks and outreach into industry. But we also support and nurture those who might be in minority. This richness of diversity at the college extends beyond the classroom. As you can see in the next slide, there are the opportunity or the benefit of the opportunity of joining clubs, competitions, and forums and teamworks is attested to by Jess, who now works for Google as a user experience research assistant. In Jess's quote here, she's commenting about how this differentiated her from other graduates from other universities. It's important that you take advantage of this richness of the student experience at ANU. In the next short video, you'll see some of the opportunities you can take if you join the ANU community and the College of Engineering and Computer Science. You can see here that we have rocketry, ANU RoboGirls, the Solar Car Challenge, a number of different opportunities and social clubs that also extend into the curriculum. For example, the Computing Society runs drop-in help sessions as well as networking events. The importance of this can't be underestimated. You're young, you're starting out on your journey, but the friendships and the networks that you make now will last a lifetime. Those people that are sitting next to you, who are your teammates now in the classroom, are going to be, along with you, the future leaders, the future CEOs, the innovators, the creators, the politicians, the policymakers, and those that lead the world in the future. By building those connections in the classroom with teamwork, collaboration, and project-based learning, as well as engaging in the rich diversity of co-curricular activities, you're going to be setting yourself up for a lifetime of connection and influence. Although we're not on campus today, this next image is, of course, beautiful. It's a part of the campus where you can walk along and walk down to Canberra where there's cafes, where there are bookshops, where there's lawns to sit in, listen to music, to connect, to talk, to party. But the campus experience, although it's rich and it's beautiful, it's only one part of the learning experience. Whilst we need to be remote, we will still connect. There are still activities where you can join and meet with, converse, talk, and interact with friends, colleagues, and academics. Our facilities are second to none. It's not just the social environment. Of course, we have excellent research facilities. They enable our researchers to do well and to lead the world in innovation and creation of new knowledge. They are also there for you to use. One of the images that you'll see next is a number of the facilities that we have for teaching and learning. We have a 24/7 makerspace in our specially refurbished Birch building. It's only one of 3 of the makerspaces around campus. They're accessible to anybody, staff and student, to come in and create. Because at the heart of engineering and computer science is creation, is doing, making. Whether that is in the cyber field, whether it is not physically manifested, it might be a computer program, an app, a website. It might be computer-generated music or web art, or it could be a digital artifact or a physical artifact. These maker spaces are accessible for you to come in and work on projects that are in the curriculum or outside the curriculum. I mentioned Birch Building. It's one of the buildings that has been recently refurbished, especially for engineering and computer science. All of the classrooms are open and collaborative and have space for industry to be co-located with us, helping build that connection outwards from the community of our college into industry. One of the key things about the college is the premise and the practice that students are partners in the learning journey. So every Friday, I host an Education Matters conversation drop-in. Every Friday, students and staff gather in this newly refurbished Birch building and talk about what matters in education. We discuss what can we do better? What are we doing really well? What do we need to make this student experience the best that it can be? And students have an equal voice at that table to staff. It's important that you see yourself here at the table. Staff and students work together to plan educational experiences, to plan the learning journey from day one to graduation and beyond. We want you at that table. We want you as our partner. There's room for you here at the table. We welcome you if you're the creator, the dabbler, the programmer, the gamer, the nerd, the odd one out, maybe the tinkerer that builds things and doesn't show them off to the world. We want you to tinker, build, create, and show that innovation to the world. And at CECS, we're here to help you achieve that. Computing, engineering, and cybernetics is the key to creating a future that you want. It's not about the technology. It's not about the solution or the artifact. It's about harnessing that technology for the benefit of others, for humankind, and for the future of our planet. The movement of the youth to secure our future is critical. By coming to ANU and the College of Engineering and Science, you're going to gain the skills needed to lead the way into the future. I hope I've given you a little bit of a glimpse about what is possible, and I look forward to welcoming you on campus and at future events. And of course, as always, if you had extra questions or wanted to follow up, there's a number of ways to reach us. Thank you for joining the virtual open day, and take note of the mechanisms by which you might connect with us. Maybe I'll even see you in the Birch building on a Friday morning between 9 and 11 because we welcome our future community members to those conversations too. Thank you very much and see you soon.